Welcome to Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole. This podcast is a conversation between two business partners, Joanne Kandrak and Kelly Cole. Join us for a lively conversation about all things interior design, from current projects, trade show experiences, worldwide travel, what's in, what's out, and all the challenges and wins they've had running their successful design business. Whether you're a seasoned interior designer, new to the industry, or a creative enthusiast, you will walk away with insightful information, newfound inspiration, and a smile on your face after listening to these two. And here they are, Joanne and Kelly.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole, and today we're talking about top tips to refresh your home for the fall. So, the month of August was cray for us. Summertime heat, business travel, family travel, getting all of our budgets pulled together for our multifamily clients for their 2025 year. I mean, I'm kind of dead. Yeah.
Oh, I'm totally dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally dead, but
all good stuff.
All good. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And recently, I don't know about all of you, but we had this kind of like week reprieve in the weather, which is what we get here in Atlanta. We get these teasers for fall, and it's a total tease. Like, we're still going to have some 90s weather, making our lives miserable. But we had this like week, and it just is such an adrenaline push. And it's so invigorating. And it made me it gave me this like renewed energy, like the change of seasons do. You know, I don't know. It's just a time to like take a big deep breath and move to a new chapter. And to me, that always equates to stepping back and kind of like trying to look at my home with new eyes. So
refresh.
A little refresh.
Which is what we're going to talk about.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Okay. Before we do, we'd like to talk about our sponsor, ProSource of Marietta. That is our one-stop shop for us.
Yep.
They do tile, flooring, plumbing, hardware. But the exciting is every 6 months they have a half-year sales event. And it kicks off September 11th. Mm-hmm. It lasts for 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And also upcoming, they have a lunch and learn. I love when they do these because they're really informative. And this one's called Where Design and Construction Meets. They'll have a panel discussion with designers and contractors, sharing lessons learned working together on projects. So we always learn something from them. They can always learn something from us. So the half-yearly sale is 5 to 15% off cabinets, plumbing, and door hardware. And like I said, the sale lasts 6 weeks. In other news, ProSource is now a showroom for Curry & Company as well as Hudson Valley Lighting. So let the team at ProSource know you heard about them from us, and then you will receive a special showroom coupon on your first order if you mention us.
And you know, that discount doesn't sound like much, but we recently had a full renovation for a client, and she did a lot of custom cabinetry. And oh my gosh, she saved thousands and thousands of dollars because it was during their last half yearly sale. And so
if you're doing it, I mean, people sometimes wait to do their big projects for that discount because you know every little bit kind of helps. So.
It absolutely adds up.
Okay.
All right. So top tips to refresh your home for the fall. So the first thing I want you guys to do is go to your front door. Now, you probably come in your home through your garage most of the time, and you don't always pay super duper attention to your front door. But we pay a lot of attention to front doors because it's how we enter for our clients, especially when we are having a new consultation, and the front door is so telling every time. So the first thing that we kind of look at when we walk up is the door itself.
The entrance.
The entrance, right? So the door itself, is it stained? Is it painted? Is it glass? Is it clean? Are there cobwebs? Is the door a fun color? Because that's a whole world of beauty right there.
Watching or listening is now going,
All right.
Are you talking to me? I might have some cobwebs.
Yeah.
I probably do.
Like, my front door is kind of like in a little cove. And so it gets really like spiders and dusty. And so take a look at your door. Could you have some fun with it? Maybe think about painting it a new color or giving it a fresh stain. What do your lights look like? are they filled with cobwebs? Do they have bugs in them? Is the glass clean? Are they like all faded now with the sun?
I think when houses are built, I don't
Yeah.
think that those exterior fixtures are meant to last the entire age of the house.
They're not. Yeah.
Like, they need to be, especially outside in the elements.
Yes.
They need to get refreshed. And a lot of times they're just way too small.
Yeah.
The scale is very important.
And it's really not a big ticket item, to be real. It's a instant refresh for not like gobs of money.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is your front mat. Is it like curling, shredding? What does it look like? Like, faded. That's a piece of cake, easy thing. And then also, flowers at the end of the season, if you've got pots by your front door, or, what I've started to do in some of my pots is I just literally fill them up with either styrofoam or a bucket or whatever. They're not filled with soil. And then I get a big, huge, beautiful planter that's already pre-done from the garden center, and I just plop it in, or like a big fat fern that just, so when it gets old and icky by, 3 months later or 2 months later, I just pick it up
and dump it.
And then I go run and get like a quickie, like Mums or something that I can just dump in.
I have a love-hate for Mums. I'm sorry.
I do too. It's a temporary thing.
And they're good when they're good. When they start to get brown on the ends, they have and they don't last that long.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But it's when you're doing that kind of thing where you just plop it in.
Yeah.
Then it's easy.
Then it's easier to just get it out.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So take a look at your front door, please, and see what you can do for the fall. For sure.
Okay. Okay. So let's go inside.
Yes.
And look at your rugs. Okay. Like your entry.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been there for a while? Could it maybe be moved somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your kitchen runner, like mine is pretty beat. I mean, think about how much use that gets. That probably needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
Your powder room those are quick, easy, go to Scott's or some of those cute little places and just throw in a really neat, like Turkish rug or an ushak right in front of the sink. That gives it some life.
Mm-hmm. And don't step outside the box a little bit. I think people, when they think of the smaller rugs, they think of like a quick little Home Depot, Target, Home Goods, and those are fine, but it doesn't have to be like an entry mat or a bath mat. It's a rug. It can be anything. I have in my bathroom it's a woven, it's a rug, but I got it at Scott's Antique Market, and it was on a weave, and then they like cut it in half. So, my pink one's kind of striped.
Yes.
And it's kind of weird, but it's a rug, but it's longer and bigger and wider than I would have been able to get retail wise.
Yeah.
Which
they have off sizes, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. And I think also if depending, if it's not near water or, those ushaks, those tribal rugs, Moroccan rugs, vintage rugs, they're vintage for a reason. They last forever. They're from the 60s and the 70s, and they're wool, and they're many times reversible. So you can put them anywhere. And
tell you what, Etsy has a ton of great ones. A ton of great ones.
Yeah. Very, very good. And I haven't done the ruggable thing yet. Have you?
No, my daughter has done it. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Mm-hmm. But where it comes with the mat, and then it basically has a cover on it.
And then there's like a Velcro piece.
You can rip it off and throw it in the wash, which I think is a great idea. They've got some much better patterns these days. And, and I think they're good for runners in kitchens.
I might have to look at that.
Yeah. But that's a quick refresh for sure.
Yeah. Pillows all day long. I mean, that's probably one of the quickest refreshes you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Just take off the old pillows on the sofa, and generally the pillows that come with the sofa are probably not the ones that you want.
Mm-hmm.
You want something. We had a whole conversation on the forums. I mean, the down poly mix is what you want, but boy, throw in some color, throw in some pattern. I think pillows.
Absolutely. And I think of them, like Russ is showing pictures for everything we're talking about. This was a little window seat that we did, and the pillows really made a big difference. Now, when you're going shopping for pillows, good throw pillows, you might have a little bit of sticker shock, but let me tell you that it's worth it. If you see a pillow for $100, $150, $200, like, don't freak out, but it's worth it. And the thing that I do is I always keep my forms. So once I invest in that throw pillow and I've got that good down poly mix or even all down, and it's heavy and it shops perfectly and it fills all the corners, then you just switch the covers.
Well, so I have a little crush on a TikTok person.
Okay.
I can't remember her name, but she has a store in Maryland, Washington, D.C. It's HD Marigold. And she's got a beautiful shop. She's got a lot of Palm Beach kind of look. She likes the looks that I like. She's got like a very Tebow vibe, brighter colors.
She has a brick and mortar shop?
Yes.
Okay.
But she's a thrifter.
Oh.
And she always talks about, she'll, come to Goodwill with me or come to whatever with me. And when she goes into Goodwill, she said she goes right to the pillow section and she will look. And she said a lot of times you will find those down, the good ones. And she says, don't worry about it because you're not going to, outside of it, don't just disregard the ugly pillows because it might have a really good form.
Yes.
So maybe.
Yeah. And every time somebody comes to my lake house, they comment on the pillows that are on my sectional, and all they are is I think I collected them over time. Some are from Scott's Antique Market. Aloka Home that we've had on the show is a great source, but I bought Cantha quilts, which are Indian vintage woven. They're passed down through generations. Some are a little thicker than others. Some are kind of thin. I bought a bunch of these Cantha quilts, and they were like, I want to say $65 to $95. And you can find them on Etsy too. And then I just took them to my seamstress, and she cut them all up. And the backs don't match the fronts, and I don't care. It's all very patchworky and vintage and cool. And you can't buy those anywhere. People are like, where do I get those? Yeah, girl, you can't get them anywhere. But it was not that expensive. And I had the forms. I pulled them out of a closet from years ago from another cover that I had. And they just enlivened the whole thing.
Yeah. Even outdoor pillows.
Yes. They've come a long way.
I have that beautiful swinging bench bed swing on my porch. And it's all black and white, but I can take off the patterny pillows and do them in any color because black and white goes with everything. So those need to be refreshed too. Just give it a whole different look.
Yeah, absolutely. And then organization. I think this is such a seasonal adrenaline push where you're like, okay, the summer was madness. We were traveling. Now kids are back in school. We've done the college move-in, whatever it might be. And now I'm back in my house and the holidays are a little bit off. I don't have to worry about that quite yet, but I'm going to sit here and I need a project, or I'm going to, So first up, I think the pantry and the fridge. Yeah. Like, I don't know about you guys, but if you've had guests and you fill the fridge or the pantry with the food that they like, especially drinks, and then you don't eat or drink that stuff, and now they're sitting there, it's like you need a huge purge.
Oh, I feel like my refrigerator, I purge so often. I'm like, how does so many things get in there?
Yeah.
I just did this not that long ago. And if I see something, like if my fridge is too full, it stresses me gross. Out a little bit. I just got to be able to see everything. So I am one of those that does take everything out and I like to wash my fridge down, because when I open it the next day, it feels like
you feel healthier.
It feels so it feels so good. It's one of those that's not great. Just throw on
I'm going to eat better today because my fridge is organized.
Throw on some music. Just start putting it out there and just start, because organization to me is like comfort and no stress.
Yeah. Yeah. So Joanne's the TikTok girl. I'm the Instagram girl. But I will say that if I go onto TikTok and search cleaning hacks or organization hacks, it is a plethora of entertaining and informative videos. And remember, I went down a home edit rabbit hole. The two girls that are the hosts of Home Edit. If you don't know them, you've got to look them up. And they have a whole line with Walmart, and they're the organization queens. And I went on a Home Edit rampage and literally like
every plastic container,
every plastic container, they all fit together, you know. So when you open up all my drawers now, and especially my bathroom and my vanities, you know, everything's got a spot. They're great. They do so much pantry organization, but
Yeah.
definitely head that way. And then linen closets. I don't know about you, but I think linen closets need a good purge, like every 2 to 3 years.
I mean, towels,
they just get nasty.
You can start to see. They just don't look as fresh. They're not as fluffy. They're not as, so towels are not that expensive.
No.
Just take them to the local, you know.
Animal shelters, need them a lot.
Need them or whatever. And then just Home Goods, Target.
Absolutely. Costco has some good ones. You can go crazy and have some fun at Wheezy or some higher brands if you want. But like I said, go stand in front of your front door and look in. Go open your linen closet and just take a gander and just see, what do your towels look like? What do your sheets look like? And what do you have for your guests?
And
that's my big thing.
There's more in there than just towels and sheets.
Yeah. I mean, I say like 2 sets of sheets per bed and 4 towels per bathroom. Well, for 2 towels per person.
Yeah.
So in mine, for Mike and I, we have 4 towels. So 2 are out. When they go in the wash, the 2 new ones, and that's it. I don't need more than that, you know?
No.
And then all my washcloths are folded in my Home Edit plastic container thing. My linen closets are, I'm serious. But it is, I am totally OCD, but it's just like, I don't know. It's refreshing. It's a new season, people. Like,
it's an adrenaline rush.
It totally is.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
But you can make fun of me for my linen closets all day long, but I'm going to make fun of you for your garage.
Oh,
I mean, you can eat off the floor.
Oh, well, I'm not in charge of the garage. Drew is.
Well,
yeah. I see. I have this husband who's OCD, and then my real husband is OCD. So I get it on, you know, all over. Yeah. No, he's very.
Oh, Mike and I think we're hitting the garage this weekend. You know, it's just like how it gets. I mean, we had when we moved into this house, we had an organization, like I think they're called like Garage Monkey or something. Like we did all the shelves and the hooks and we did it all. We were so proud of ourselves. But then now there's like, I mean, all the big bags that we transport food back and forth to the lake house. Like there's just boots and yoga mats and just stuff. And it's time to empty the entire garage. That's to me is the best way to do it. Take everything out, blow it, sweep it, wipe it, put everything back in.
I don't know if this still happens, but I remember as a child living in an area of Cleveland where there were a lot of Italian people. And basically they used to hang out in the garage. Like they would get those open, you know, those little lawn chairs and just put them there. And then they would just sit out there. And so your garage had to be clean. But it was like a hangout too.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Well, we don't hang out in our garage. It's just not that exciting, but it definitely needs a purge. Yeah. And there's a whole world of garage organization, and a lot of have your neighbors done this? I've had a couple of them do this, and I keep saying I'm going to do it where they paint the floor with that kind of gritty stuff, and it looks so good.
Yep.
Yeah. And they come and do that. We need to do that.
Yep. Okay. Another area. And especially since COVID, I'm sure a lot of people are working in their homes, the home office. You know, you might have put some stuff together quickly and whatever, but now if it's kind of becoming a thing, you might need to look at it and give it some new, fresh eyes and make it a great space because, well, number one, if you're on Zoom, can't tell you how many Zoom backgrounds really need help.
Why is it still a thing? Like, duh, people, your Zoom background has got to be something.
Well, it just can't be clutter behind you.
Yeah.
It has to just be
a white wall.
Something that's not like sometimes there'll be a ceiling fan right in the way, or there's there's a bookshelf with boxes on it, and it's just not.
People are peeking into your cluttered life.
Yeah. So, and like when you're sitting at that desk, like what are you looking at? I have frame stuff. I have book, like it's something that I want to look at.
Yeah.
And I've seen some offices that are just depressing.
Yes.
And clutter, same thing. Cluttered space, cluttered mind. You need to keep yourself organized.
Yeah. And I think it's another one of those things where you take everything off, like your desk. Take everything off your desk. Now slowly put things back and think about very consciously what you're putting back. Is your desk well lit? Is it clean? Do you have to have like 20 pens and pencils on your desk? Can they be in a drawer? Do you have okay, so I'm a girl, so maybe guys won't like this, but I mean, I have my essential oils, that I set off. I have it's kind of cluttered, but which is not like me. I have my bulletin board that I face, but what I put on it is all those things that I don't know what to do with, specifically notes. Like my kids leave me little notes before they leave. They go away, they used to go back to college and they'd leave me a note, I love you, mommy, you're the best mom, whatever. And those are on there, good quotes. Yeah. Or like I have a couple pictures of like clients, like Jean Sellers that I love. And like, I'm probably not going to like put that in a frame in my family room, but I want to remember that moment with her. So that's on there, like things like that. And it just, it's inspiring. Our goals, our vision board is always smack in front of me. So I don't forget what we set for ourselves for that year.
Yep.
I personally have a ton of plants. That's just my thing. It makes me happy, and I figure I'm breathing good oxygen.
And Kelly loves, especially when you put sticky notes all over everything. That she loves that.
That is a big no. Do not let me see a sticky note hanging up anywhere. I can't handle it. No. But yeah, I think you're right. I think people threw together home offices during COVID and just like found a corner or whatever. Yeah. But now if you're now working remote and you need to, and you spend a lot of time in that space, give yourself a moment to like make that space great.
Treat yourself.
Absolutely.
You're working. This is like your treat, your reward for working so hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I do think it's a time of great reflection, the change of seasons, and just a chance to take a breath, decompress. And we've been going so fast and furious that sometimes we just need to sit down and like look at each other and be like, okay, where are we going? What are we doing? What's important?
Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Is the juice worth the squeeze? Thank you, Stephen Weatherby, our contractor.
I love that. You got to think when you're getting ready to decide if you want to continue to do something or if you want to start something. Is the juice worth the squeeze? I love that saying.
Absolutely.
Well, the other thing I love about the change of the seasons is the new wardrobe.
Like,
all right, I can bring out
right now
jeans,
so bad.
Some closed-toed shoes. It's like you want everything to kind of be new again. Like, I want a new wallet. Like, I want a new purse. Like, yeah,
totally. Let's go shopping. Woo! Yeah. So I hope we've kind of given you guys some thoughts to just
invigorate you.
Yeah, go stand back. And it's funny because I was at Joanne's house yesterday, and I'm not really over there that much. And we were looking at our basement. We were just kind of cooking up some new stuff, and I'm sure you were looking at your basement area and with fresh eyes because you knew I was looking at it.
Absolutely.
When you have somebody that hasn't been at your house for a while, and all of a sudden you're like seeing what they see, and you're like, oh, maybe, or that's good, or I need to do something about that. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. It's an area that just I really don't pay attention to. It's never really, I mean, it's downstairs. I really couldn't even tell you the last time I went down there.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have kids at home anymore.
You don't
go down there. Yeah.
And it could be a really great space. Yeah.
So there you go. Now we've just given you guys a lot of homework. We didn't mean to stress you out, but it is fun. Look at it as fun.
Yeah.
Okay, quotes.
Okay.
I'll do the funny quote because I have to say I still do this.
This.
I still repeat my phone number twice when I leave a voicemail as if people can't see the number because I'm from the 90s. I mean, totally. I don't know why. It's like I repeat my name and my phone number very clearly and slowly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they need to write it down.
I don't consider myself from the 90s. I consider myself from like the 70s. Like when I think about that, like the 90s, I was like pretty old by then.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I was in high school in the 80s, so I guess I'm really an 80s girl, but
yeah, but it's so true. You repeat it
like
they can't.
Yeah.
All right. The series quote, "Clutter is nothing more than postponed decisions," by Barbara Hemphill. Never thought about it that way.
Just think about that for a moment.
Yeah.
Clutter is nothing but postponed decisions.
It's just
I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I can't deal with that right now. I'm just going to put it right here.
It's just like exercising. You really don't want to do it, but once you start, and I've even heard this before. Let's just say, you're dealing with like your kitchen cabinets, like a lot of clutter, your junk drawer. I have like 3 junk drawers in my kitchen. Open it up and just start, like, say, I'm going to do this one section. And then once you start, you will continue to do it because now you're on a roll because you started. And then when you're done, you're like, so have you ever gone to exercise and say, I really wish I wouldn't have gone?
Yeah.
Never. Ever.
Yeah.
And so the other thing I like about finding clutter and reorganizing is I find something that I either couldn't find or like, I need to use that again. So like, look at it, as that. So it is nothing more than postponed decisions.
I know. That's such a good one. Okay. All right. We have a bunch of reminders. So first and foremost, the Insiders Tour for High Point is open now for registration. We are leading a tour this one. I think it's our 4th one. It is so fun. It's for you people out there that want to come to High Point or have been to High Point, but you haven't been in the last
2 markets.
Okay. If you are like, God, those girls talk about High Point Market all the time and I really need to go, but God, that's an overwhelming situation. We lead a tour on Saturday, October 26th. It lasts all day. We have lunch, we have cocktails. It's totally fun. We have breaks, but we take you to about 8 showrooms that we really like and introduce you to all of our peeps. And it's
totally
super
free.
fun.
It's totally free.
It's casual and it's free. Yeah. So go to highpointmarket.org/insiders tour, choose our tour, click on it. And
I think we might be halfway. I think we might be halfway full already.
Yeah. So that's announcement number 1.
Oh, so do you remember our mentoring giveaway? We had several people sign up for it.
Lots of people. I was going to say some people didn't follow all the rules. Yeah. So we had a bunch of people who followed us on Instagram and tagged a friend, but then didn't sign up for our newsletter. So you had to do all 3.
Yeah. So the winner is Hope Fields. She is a designer in Kentucky and she works for a builder. And so we will be talking with her next month. She was so excited to win.
Yeah,
so
I'm really excited. We're going to Zoom with her for an hour.
For her.
Very excited.
And maybe we'll talk about what she asked us and what kind of advice we gave her.
Yeah, that would be very good. Also, just a reminder that by the time this airs, I think our Charleston office will be up and running or about a week away. So we are booking appointments for the Low Country for October and also Atlanta, of course. So if you're out there and you need us in any way, shape, or form, reach out to us at candrack-cole.com.
Yep. And if you go to our services page, you'll see all the services that we offer.
Yep.
And then we would like to thank our wonderful engineer, producer, Russ Reba with Podcast Studio Network, and Gail Mahoney of Gail Mahoney Branding and Design, who does all of our creative stuff and puts it out to social media. And we could not do it without both of those people. So we appreciate their help. And there he is.
All right, everybody. Happy fall. Go take a look at your house and do a quick refresh. And we thank you for listening.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Join Joanne and Kelly for a new episode every other Friday as they continue to explore the nuances of the interior design business with the goal of informing, inspiring, and entertaining their listeners. See their work at candrack-cole.com and engage with them on Facebook and Instagram at Candrack Cole.